Hey YouTube, it's Mitch at iPhoneCaptain.com. Today we're doing the top 30 free Cydia tweaks. These are not new tweaks. I've only compiled all of my latest top tweak videos into this one video. So I hope you enjoy. So let's get started. The first one we're going to look at is called Noshuttersound, and it does exactly what you think it would do. It takes that shutter clicking sound away from your camera. I'll go ahead and take a screenshot here. Well, not a screenshot, but a shot with the camera app to show you. Listen very carefully. You can still see the screen flicker just a little bit, but that's if you don't want to hear that sound without having to put your phone on mute. That's a cool way to do it. Let's see. Facebook, no need Messenger. FB, no need Messenger. And this doesn't have any settings or anything to configure. You just install it and use it. But what it does is it removes the requirement of requiring you to install Facebook Messenger when you want to chat in the Facebook app. So if you don't want to use the Facebook Messenger app, then just install this and you can continue using your Facebook messages just like always. It's called FB, no need Messenger. The next one is called Wipetracks. If you don't want your history to be logged while you're in Safari on your iOS device, you can install this and it doesn't keep up with your history. That way you know, if you don't want people knowing where you've been, or you're planning a super private birthday party and don't want your special someone to find out by snooping around, this is a cool way to do that. It's called Wipetracks. And this one here is called Unlimsafaritabs. And what it does is it takes that 24 cap limit off of the Apple stock Safari app and lets you have as many tabs as you want to have. It's called Unlimsafaritabs. Alright. The next one is called Paniclock. And what this does is it allows you to lock down your phone using a gesture. And I've used the triple press of the home button. So now you can see we can still open the phone app. We can still open messages, Safari, we can still open. Any of that will still work. But if I triple press, now when I tap Facebook, or I'm sorry, the phone app, it won't open. None of these applications will open. The phone is locked down. However, you can still open the settings app. And I'm assuming that's just a precautionary measure to keep you from getting completely locked out in case you forget the gesture or something goes wrong. That's called Paniclock. And to turn it off, you just hit the gesture action again and it will allow you back into your phone. The next one is called Rasberry. And what Rasberry does, it allows you to align all of your items in your status bar either to the right or to the left. And if we go into the settings here and go down to Rasberry, right line status right here. Now you can turn right or left on. I've actually turned it on for the left is what I prefer, but we can turn that off and turn it on the right, and you see everything up in the status bar now goes to the right. If you turn it off and turn it to the left, everything will line back up to the left the way I had it before. That's the way I prefer it. And it also has another setting if you want to make the name center and all that stuff. You can turn that off. So let's turn that off and take a look at what it looks. Smaller status bar on the lock screen. I have that turned on. It just makes your status bar a little bit smaller on the lock screen. Overall, it's a pretty cool tweak. Definitely one that I enjoy having. That's called Rasberry. The next one I'm going to just sort of talk about and show you a little bit about it as well. And it's called Blowtounlock. And what this does, guys, it just allows you to actually blow at your phone and it unlocks. I'm not going to touch that one with a 10-foot pole. If you want to check it out, I did tell you about it. Check it out. It's called Blowtounlock. It'll be listed on the screen and in the description as well. The next one here is called FakeMyConnectionType. Now what that will allow you to do is go up here, you see that VPN, that's coming from FakeMyConnectionType. So if you want to fake some type of connection, you can turn that on. If you want to fake airplane mode, you can turn it on as well. And anything in here, if you want to put any of this stuff in your status bar, all you have to do is just turn it on, respring, and it'll be there. That's called FakeMyConnection. The next one we're going to talk about is called AppcolorClose. Now, when you open an app, put your apps in jiggle mode, you see the little X's there. They're different color than yours is because of this tweak I got installed. So if we go in here now to the settings and go to AppcolorClose, we can update some of this stuff to be different colors by sliding the slider bar. So if we slide it all the way to the right and we put them back in jiggle mode, you see they're a little bit darker. So that's coming from AppcolorClose. The last one we're going to look at is called Chroma, C-H-R-O-M-A. And if we turn this on and it says respring required, we'll go ahead and do a respring. This puts a tint, a colored tint to all of the different parts of your phone. You'll see what it is I'm talking about here just in a second when the respring comes back up. Now, going back to that tweak earlier, you see now we have the little airplane up there and the 4G that's coming from that tweak. After we resprung, you see it put it in the status bar. Now, Chroma actually colorizes different parts of your phone. Of your device. So if you wanted to change any kind of colors, you know, of the like status bars, things like that, you can do that using this actual tweak here. So let's go back in here to Chroma, and you can have dark tint or green. We'll go with something sort of greenish so it'll stand out. And you see the little settings up here, it's a dark blue. That's coming through that Chroma. And if there's some certain app you don't want it to colorize, just simply exclude it in here, put a check mark by it, you know, such as the App Store or Camera or Calendar, you know, any of those, it won't colorize now because I turned it off. So now if we wanted to have something that looks sort of pink on the light tint color, we could turn that on if we wanted to, okay? So now let's just go in here and look around inside Chroma. If we open up some of these settings here just to sniff around a little bit, you'll see that the tint on a lot of this stuff has been colorized. First one I'm going to share with you is GlowBadges. You probably already noticed it on my screen here, and it's what's giving me that little yellow glow around my applications there that I have badges on. Anything with a badge will have the glow, and you can actually, if you want to, you can change the color of the glow by coming into the settings here, go into color. I have it set to random, so each time we open the springboard up it'll be a different color, and you can hide the badge if you don't want the badge to show as well. The next one we're going to look at is called iTunesScrubber. We did an in-depth review of this already, but I thought we would share this one more time because I really think it's an awesome little tweak. It allows you to scrub through your iTunes songs just by putting your finger on the little scrub bar up there like I'm doing right now. It also allows you unlimited skips through your songs in iTunes Radio, as well as it lets the songs load much faster in iTunes Radio. That's three pretty cool little features about it. Okay, so the next one we're going to look at here, I'm going to show you how you can get it to speak the song name between each song.
Now playing. Now playing.
Okay, now let's try it.
Now playing. Be Good to Me. Headstrong by Ashley Tidd.
And you see it does cut it off. It does cut it off sometimes, but it does work for the most part pretty good.
Now playing. Are You Ready? Greatest Hit. Now playing. Animals. All the Right Reason.
And you can see I'm flipping them. I'm flipping through them so fast it's getting it sort of jammed up, but I'm going to pause that, turn this music off. The next one we're going to look at is one of my favorites out of all of these. It's called Paniclock. And what this does, guys, it allows you to lock down your entire phone by just performing one activator action gesture. And you set that gesture to anything you want it to be. You first go into the settings and you go down to Paniclock preferences right here, go to activation methods, and you choose anything you want it to be right here. I've chosen triple press just for simplicity reasons here. So when I triple press, now it's locked down. My message app won't open. You see I'm trying to open mail. Cydia's locked down. My phone app. Everything is locked down except the settings app will open. I guess that's some type of a security. He didn't want to completely lock you out of your phone in case you forgot the action gesture. You could still get back in, but the other person isn't going to know that. As far as I can tell, it locks everything down but the settings app. Okay, and that's called Paniclock. And all you have to do is just do the action gesture again, and it actually turns it off. So now we can open up Cydia. You see it's opening back up. That's called Paniclock, guys. It's awesome. The next one, guys, is called BigBubbles. And what this does is it just simply adds big text bubbles to your iMessage like iOS 8 is bringing. So if you want bigger or larger bubbles in your iMessage, install this and you'll be on your way. The next one you've probably seen on the screen here since we've been doing this. It's this little button you see me dragging around here. That's called vHome for virtual home. And that's actually a home and lock button. And you saw it changing shapes there probably. And it goes from a home button to a lock button. So if we wanted to be inside settings or inside of Cydia here, and we're just in here goofing around and we want to go home, all we have to do is tap the home button. If we want to lock the device, all we have to do is swipe up on the button to get it to turn into that sort of that oblong shape. Tap that and it locks the device that easy. And if you want to turn it back into a home button, you just pull down on it and it'll turn it back into a home button. It's that easy. The last one we're going to look at is one of my favorites too, called VolumeStatus. That's the little icon you see up there in the status bar that looks like the little speaker you see. And you see right now that in front of that speaker, it's not showing any type of volume coming from it because I have the volume turned completely down. So now I'm going to turn it all the way back up, and when we come back out, it's going to update. But you actually have to perform some type of action before it will update. You have to open an app or close an app or do something to let it update. You saw it update up there now. Now it's showing the correct volume that I am actually displaying on my device. So if we open control setting, you see I've got full volume, and that's what it's showing. It's a tweak called ColorBar. You can get this in the BigBubbles repo, and it works on iOS 7 and above. What this does, it allows you to change the color of your status bar to several different colors that they have for you to choose from inside here. So in here you have an enabled toggle, save and respring. Here's the theme settings. The foreground I have set to black, which is pretty much the writing and anything inside the actual status bar. And the background I have set to white. So I'm going to change this to cayenne, which is something very bright. And I'm going to change this to white. And now we'll take a save and a respring and let you get a look at this. You see now my status bar is a very bright, vibrant color, cayenne. And we did that with the ColorBar settings. So in the BigBubbles repo. And if you remember, just a couple of days ago, we did a review of Slide to Reboot. Now that same developer, Dan Saba, I think I just butchered it, but anyway, has updated that Slide to Reboot and put it on steroids. He's calling it PowerTap. Now all you have to do is hold your power button down, and you get this slider to pop up. If you tap the slider, each time you tap it, you get a different option. You can slide to reboot, slide to power off, slide to reboot, slide to power off. So let's go in here and check some of these settings out. To PowerTap, reboot, respring, and safe mode. So we're going to turn them all on. Now when we go out here, hold it down, we'll get power to tap off, slide to power off, slide to reboot, slide to respring. But anyway, that was safe mode, I guess. So if you go in here, here's slide for safe mode and slide to power off. So guys, that's called PowerTap. Check it out. CustomizeLS. This allows you to turn things on and off on the lock screen, such as the time, slide to unlock, the date, the chevron, anything you don't want to look at, the notification grabber, the camera grabber, all of that can be turned off simply by using this tweak, CustomizeLS. Here's a list of the items you can hide. Clock, status bar, LS blur, tint, battery charging image, CC grabber, NC grabber, and you can turn the time on in the status bar. You can even add a custom text under the slide to unlock, and let me show you where that's at. It's right there. See the what? I put that there by writing that in there in that little slot right there. CustomizeLS, guys. You may be wondering what's going on with my springboard, guys. It's called GlowBoard, and GlowBoard is a free tweak too, and it puts a tint around your icons that are running in the background. It does all sorts of different things here, and let me show you just exactly what I mean. And if we go in here, you'll see that it applies a glow to the apps that are running, apps that have notifications, and icons that have a numerical badge. In addition, apps with pending notifications will pulse slightly. So that's the reason why you see my mail icon jumping and the pulsating App Store and Cydia. They don't jump around in the springboard, but if they were on the dock, they would bounce like that. So that's why that's bouncing. The ones with badge notifications are the ones that you see moving, and you can see that they have a colored tint around all the ones that's running in the background, and you can change that up if you want to change that to a different color. That can be done. Here's your colors, active colors. Anything listed here you can change that to, and I'm not sure if it requires, and it does require a respring, it says. So you can change up the colors, all the different things you want to do just by changing the settings in there. The next one we're going to look at is called Swipe Expander. This is one of my favorite tweaks, guys, and it's in beta right now, so it's free, but I'm sure it'll be paid tweak very soon. This guy, what he's done, he's added 52 extra shortcuts to your keyboard. And if we go in here, and the pink has nothing to do with this particular tweak, I'll talk more about that just in a minute. Swipe Expander, if you swipe up or swipe down on a key, that's two separate shortcuts. So I have iPhone Captain logo or URL for swiping up on the I key. So if we go to the I key again and swipe up, you see we get the iPhone Captain URL, and it's pretty handy to say the least. How many times a day do you type your email address or something like that? And then if you swipe down on it, it's a select all, and all you have to do is hit the backspace and it clears everything on this page. Pretty cool tweak, guys. Swipe Expander, it's an awesome tweak, one you will really enjoy using and getting to learn how and learning how to use. Randomy colorizes your iOS 7 user interface. That's what you were seeing whenever I was in here in the keyboard. Now it's purple. If you sit there long enough, it's going to change colors again. See, now it looks gray and it's turning into a green. So there's all sorts of different, there it is, green. And if you sit here long enough, you know, it'll change again. Now you can change that duration right here by going to Randomy, and if there's any icon, like if we didn't want it to change the color of the keyboard or something like that, we could come, while we were in the Notes app, we could come in here and flip this on, and then when we go to the Notes app, now it won't work in here. But it looks like it does require a respring before you can disable stuff. But these are your settings, and if you wanted to increase the transition, make it to change faster, all you have to do is just drop that number. Now it will change much faster, and the color transition delay is already at 1 second, so that's about as low as you can go. And right here you can change up different things. You can change the folder icon blur too here if you want to fiddle around with the hardness and the tint opacity on that. That's going to be left up to you. Global blur opacity, if you want to increase that all the way up. Randomization, you can increase all that, and then it would require a respring for you to be able to pick up all those new settings that you just put in there. So we'll see what it looks like when we come back. Okay, you see we got that little slide to unlock there. We got a little bit of a tint under that. Now if we go in here, we should be able to go into the Notes app and hit not, and it doesn't work. See, we disabled it for the Notes app, so see, that does work. Now the duration should be a lot faster. Everything should change a lot quicker and all that whenever you're inside of the UI here. Even inside Safari, you'll see you're getting some changes in here as well, and it just works awesome, guys. The last one we're going to look at is called Hud Speed, and what Hud Speed does, guys, is it increases and decreases your HUD speed whenever you turn it on and turn it off. It's how long that HUD is going to stay on the screen. Okay, so let's go in here to HUD Speed and let me show you what it looks like. Right here's HUD Speed. It says it speeds up the HUD fade out, which is way too slow for my taste. You can configure it under the settings by going to HUD Speed right here, and you see right now it's enabled to a 3. So if you turn it down on 0, let's see what happens then. So now if we turn it on, the HUD speed, it's not staying on very long, but that tweak that we got installed is probably messing this one up. Alright, now let's try our HUD speed out. Whenever we push it on, see, it goes off immediately because we have it set down almost as low as it'll go. So if we turn that up, that's going to slow that HUD down. So now when we turn it on, it's going to stay on the screen longer, and you see it takes it longer to fade out. The farther up we move that slider to the right, the longer it stays on. If we move it all the way down, as soon as we release it, it's going to go off. It's not going to have a time that it stays on there. So there's the 1.6 second duration. Guys, that's called HUD Speed. ScreenLocker. Now, how many times have you handed your phone to someone and you were afraid that they were going to look at a picture or a photograph or something you didn't want them to see? All you would have to do is go in and enable ScreenLocker. You will also have to have Activator, so keep that in mind. If you only wanted them to see a certain page on your device, all you have to do is set it to an activator. The first time you do this, you'll have to set up a password too. And let's go back over here to this screen right here, and we're going to set it up right here. Now right here's the activator. We're going to go into Activator, Anywhere, and we're going to choose Shake the Device right here. When I shake the device, it's going to enable ScreenLocker. Okay, so now we're going to go over here to this screen right here, and when it's enabled, it gets a little red outline around it, and you can just faintly see it right there right now. Now you cannot swipe back and forth on this, and the same thing would happen if you opened up a photo and locked it and handed it to that person. Okay, works the same way. And to unlock, you just shake it. So you're going to be the only person that knows the activator action so the other person won't know how to unlock it anyway, so don't think about it. Alright guys, this one's called TaptoSnap, and it allows you to tap anywhere on your camera to take a photograph, just like you just saw me do. Very useful tweak. The next one's called Status Bar Weather 7. You see up there in my status bar I have weather, and that's coming from Status Bar Weather 7. You would need to go in here and put your WOEID in, and you can find that. If you don't know it, just Google it, and you can set different things, like if you want to replace the carrier logo with the weather info, that's going to be left up to you. The next one we're looking at is YouTube Essentials. This allows you to turn on 3G unrestricted and watch HD videos while you're out on cell towers. You can disable or enable ads, turn off age restrictor, and when you the background enabler allows you to listen to video while the app is actually closed, so you can put your phone in your pocket and still hear a video. So that would be awesome to listen to music videos that way. And it allows you to have a white keyboard while you're inside of YouTube looking around. So if we went in here to search, you see now we have a white looking keyboard. Pretty awesome little tweak, guys. The next one we're looking at is BlurLS, and this blurs the background in Spotlight. You see right here, normally that wasn't blurred out, but using BlurLS, that just gives it that little bit of something special. The next one we're looking at here, guys, is now ColorfulVolume. Allows you to colorize your HUD, volume HUD, and you can fiddle around with these sliders here until you find a color you like. Then once you find that color, you can just leave it alone, or you can even turn on randomize each time instead. And each time you pull up your HUD, it's going to be a different color. Personally, I like the randomize. You know, that's going to be left up to you. But anyway, that's called ColorfulVolume. The next one we're looking at is called Hide Newsstand iOS 7, and this just simply does exactly what you would think it does. It hides the newsstand application, so you don't have to worry about that. And the last one we're looking at here, guys, is called CopyNote. This allows you to copy a note from the list, and if we were here and we wanted to copy that note right there, we could simply just hold our finger on it and we would get a pop-up that says copy note. Tap that, then we could come up here to the hey part and we could just paste it right in, and everything that was inside that note would now be inside of this new note. That's called CopyNote. Enjoyed those, guys? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, share this, and keep coming back.